Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, lovely. That wasn't supposed to happen. You saw her walk out to the Troopy, so as you can see, she's still wearing socks. Underneath those socks are bandages and splints, and it's now been, well, let me count it up: September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 10 months since she had the initial surgery, and since then we've gone through a whole lot of stuff, as you've seen, with repairs, surgical repairs to the Achilles tendon, both legs. Failed on the right leg and was repaired again. Screws, bolts, supports, splints, and a brace that we've been using as well, and none of it seems to have been all that successful. So the brace that we've got, and I'll show you that, it's a hock ankle brace, and it's supposed to give her support, but while it does give her some, it's still asking a lot of those thin legs, you know, and weak muscles to try and support all her weight. And so we did it for 2 or 3 weeks and then went back to the brace, and that's what you saw then with the silly Billy jumping out of the car. Anyway, look, I better go and check on her and see that she's okay. Holy cow, where did she go? But straight back down to the fence, where she runs up and down the fence with those dogs. And that's what caused the injury, well, at least part of what contributed, I suppose. The injury in the first place, of course, is that sudden stop-start that she does as she runs back and forth and loads up those Achilles tendons. What to do? Anyway, I've gone and booked this car in for a roadworthy, and you'll recall I did that before, and the person that looked at it was, I think, a little on the enthusiastic side with all sorts of things, you know, with springs, and I can't even recall what all of it was now. But I don't think that it's quite, well, it needs all of those things necessarily for a roadworthy. Now, what we do want to do is tidy up some of those rust spots, and of course I know that we've spoken about those numerous times, and we attempt to do it, and we do little patches, but we never actually finish the job. And one of the reasons, of course, is that dog, you know, and that is that in order for me to come out here and do this, I've really got to lock her inside, because otherwise she does exactly what she's just done, you know, and that is to go down there and play with those dogs from next door. And she's not really able to do that with her legs bandaged up as they are. So I don't like just leaving her locked up, because she just sits in the house and barks, and who can blame her? I mean, you know, she's gone everywhere with me, and you've seen here as I've been doing things out here, she's just wanders around, and she's happy to do that. And for several months now, 10 in fact, she hasn't been able to go anywhere unless I pick her up and put her in the car, or, you know, carry her about. So it has really slowed down the proceedings somewhat. But at the same time too, I can be, as you've probably observed, you know, incredibly lazy, and so it's easier sometimes not to do anything than to do something. And so In setting myself a deadline of next Thursday, I now have to do like I did before with the getting that starter motor fixed. I now have to get stuff done quickly. So let's at least have a look at where we are with that rust, and then think about other things that we might need to do. Now we might need to do, first of all, this side, and we'll have a look at that again in a minute. This side here though, that we've spoken about numerous times, and we also might need to patch these sliding windows in some way so it's not so obvious that they're rusted out. Quite how we're going to do that, I'm not sure at this stage. So this is that one that we've spoken about a heap of times. You know, see, there's a dent here, see in there, and then that sits out proud, so I'm going to have to knock this out and then knock that in, I think, and then probably the best thing to do for now is just to cover it with fiberglass, even if it's a temporary fix. And the other thing is this one, and that's going to involve some sanding and touch up. And then this one, which we can get the sander onto. So let's go and get that. So we've done a great job of smoothing this off here. That actually looks pretty good, and we can put a coat of primer on that once we've cleaned it up. Up here though, we've got some patches where we've gone right through that fiberglass, so we're going to put some more filler in, just pack it full with filler. We've done this bit here. And while there's still obviously a couple of lumps, and I know you'll be saying, where, but you've done that 35 times, but this time, because I have given myself a deadline, so I am kind of trapped. And also this bit here, let's see if it flips over for you. There you go. Which is actually looking really good. We finished this one, and I reckon we've got that good enough for now. But I want to have a look in here, and in here you can see the grass is visible through that crack in the bottom of this body cavity. And this is what we're talking about. So I'm going to go and grab some kill rust stuff, give it a spray. We've got a dent here as we banged on this to pop that out. And it has popped it out, but of course it's put a little dent here. And this is actually looking pretty good here now. Maybe a little here still, but very difficult to get to. And then of course you have to try and punch that in. So let's keep tapping away. So because we can't get to both sides, we have to try and do the best that we can and prop it up. So I've just got some blocks of wood sticking in there and hoping that's enough. I need to tap this back down. Perfect, but it's good enough, I think. So I think that's actually got it in as much as we need to get it in. Once we dried this off, we should be able to then see about putting some fiberglass in. So I don't think we're going to be able to just patch this with fiberglass. And a hole right there and a hole there, so I'm wondering if we kind of fashion an angle. I think we're going to patch this up, and I think what we're going to do is put some tape on the outside and put the fiberglass on the inside. And the tape's really just to stop the fiberglass from dripping, well, the resin, you know, from dripping right through. So I put some fiberglass on just at least this patch here, seeing as I had some resin left over. That tape is, as I said, to stop the resin dripping through from above. So it'll fill in any gaps. And inside, you probably can't see much, but that's it down there. I don't think it's focusing. Then this bit here, now we didn't get any it actually feels pretty good. I mean, there's a couple of lumps in there, but I think it's good enough for this job, and then we can finish it off when we paint the roof. That's it for now. We'll get this uploaded and we'll carry on because the deadline is, as I said, Thursday for that roadworthy. Talk to you soon.